Number 5. Back to the Future, the game. Yep, Marty McFly and Doc Brown meet together again in this comedic adventure game. The story is, Doc Brown finds himself in trouble back in the past and requires Marty's help to overcome politically incorrect villains and restore the timeline for the better. Of course, the duo naturally run into trouble as they try to save time itself. Not to advertise my own projects, but you can see the entire game played out on our channel through our videos. Just saying. There are 5 episodes total, depicting a different story in each game chapter, telling you a story so good that fans of the film have actually declared this game the official 4th movie. Yes, it is that good. The best part of this game isn't just the time travel and suspense, but we get to see the origin of Doc Brown and how he grew up into the genius he is in the future films. Christopher Lloyd returns as the Doc once more, and is exactly the same as he was back in the movies. Michael J. Fox and Thomas Wilson, who played Marty McFly and Biff Tannen in the films, also return to voice some major characters. Sadly, Michael J. Fox is not Marty McFly again, which is the only negative thing to say, but the replacement actor for Marty does a good job impersonating the iconic character. If you can get past the odd graphics that Telltale Games has been known for, then you'll have one time travel adventure that's worth going back to play. Number 4. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. An odd choice given that the game has more fantasy than time travel adventure, but we thought it was worth mentioning on this list because the time travel aspect does come into play through the sacred Ocarina of Time. Link is given the Ocarina of Time, which if played correctly, will send Link traveling through time. And that's about it for the time travel part of the game. Otherwise, it follows the usual Link must stop Ganondorf before he takes over Hyrule and kills Zelda. You know, the usual story. But since the Ocarina of Time has its very own gameplay mechanic that the player must master in order to time travel, it is certainly one of the best games to ever devise an original time-traveling mechanic. Number 3. Timesplitters. How could this game be so underrated? Timesplitters is an old-school first-person shooter about a space marine traveling across multiple timelines of history to prevent a hostile race of monsters known as the Timesplitters from wiping out all human life. Along the way, we encounter some of the most creative comedic characters from each timeline, being a useful ally to you or a dark antagonist to take down. Though, ironically, the game didn't start out like that. If you check out the first game of the series, it's probably the weakest out of all the Timesplitters games, because the story was a bit of a mess. It was mostly about all these different heroes stopping the Timesplitters from tearing apart their own timelines. No main protagonist whatsoever. It was the second game is what finally earned the series an overarching story by introducing us to Sergeant Cortez and Corporal Hart, who used the time portal to have Cortez gather all the time crystals that the Timesplitters have been utilizing in order to time travel. Yeah, so many times I said time in that. The final game, Future Perfect, is where it all comes full circle, and Cortez stops the Timesplitters from ever being created by taking on their creator Jacob Crow in the past, present, and future. A very underrated game series, but a fun time travel video game nonetheless. It's time to split. Number 2. Yes, another game that can be found on our channel's playlist, Life is Strange. People confuse this artistic game as a slice-of-life story dealing with teenage drama, life angst, and a cliché storm plot all about high school teens dealing with growing up. I won't lie, if you watch my first gameplay vid, I complain a lot about all the high school cliches they overuse right in the opening chapter. However, this game deals with a murder mystery, serious depression issues, paranoia, and a serial killer hiding in a high school raping and butchering underage girls, and of course, time travel. Max is an ordinary high school student who gains the ability to rewind time and alter everything around her. With the help of her old best friend Chloe, the duo use her amazing powers to solve the murder case and save their town from an upcoming death storm. Surprisingly, the story starts out a little dull, But it does thankfully grow by the second chapter, and you get to use your time travel powers for fairly easy puzzle challenges. Life is Strange is a humorous game that can find a way to make you analyze your own life, but shows an interesting way that successfully utilizes a way to have a game with a cool time travel power mechanic, which some games should use more. Life is strange indeed. Before we make it to our number one, here are a few honorable mentions that you might have wanted to see but didn't make it in. Blaze Blue. Apparently this game does have some time travel element to it, but I haven't gotten very far playing the game since I'm stuck on that vampire girl who keeps killing me and mocking me. Otherwise, there's some sort of time loop keeping the world in constant peril, and some of the heroes are trying to break that time loop so they can move on. Echo the Dolphin. Yes, this game actually dives into time travel, pun intended. Echo is basically a dolphin trying to save the ocean or something. I tried asking Wolf to play this game so he could see more into it, but we'll see if any of our fans want us to show it on the channel. And finally, we reach our number one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. A classic beat-em-up adventure featuring our heroes in a half-shell as they stop the Shredder and Krang from stealing the Statue of Liberty and destroying America's symbol of hope and freedom. It's cheesy, but this is the Ninja Turtles we're talking about after all. The Shredder attempts to remove his old foes by sending them back in time, where other villains in different timelines can take care of them for him. And the whole game is about the Turtles essentially beating their way through enemies in every timeline and making it back to the present to confront Shredhead and save the day. It's simplistic, but this is the funnest video game that uses time travel to make your adventure a unique and entertaining game you can enjoy with others. While it may not have the complex storytelling of Life is Strange, it has the fun gameplay and a time travel premise to make up for it. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, or just tune in for more videos posted here on Wolf and Friends Gaming. Goodbye. Hope to see you in the future.